TWTH Chapter 1067, Huntsville, Alabama. The 53-foot trailer that carries the wall that heals transforms to become a mobile education center. The exterior of the trailer features a timeline of the war and the wall, and provides additional information about the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. Additional exhibits give visitors a better understanding of the legacy of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial and the collection of items left at the wall. Displays include Hometown Heroes, photos of service members on the wall who list their home of record from the local area. The photos are part of the effort to put a face to every name on the wall and for the Wall of Faces. Map of Vietnam. In Memory Honor Roll. Photos of local Vietnam veterans honored through VVMF's In Memory program, which honors veterans who returned home and later died of Vietnam-related illnesses. A display of items representative of those left at the wall in Washington, D.C., in remembrance of those on the wall. Digital kiosk allows visitors to search for names using VVMF's Wall of Faces. 2 paper directories allow for names to be found alphabetically. The Gold Star Bike. Donated to VVMF by the American Gold Star Mothers in 2012, the bike is a Softail custom Harley that pays tribute to the mothers who lost sons to the Vietnam War.
Vietnam War era. Pictures worth 1,000 words. Vietnam War was the first war that they extensively used helicopters for bringing in troops, supplies, reconnaissance, and removing casualties or wounded. Also the first war where the correspondents were heavily embedded in with the troops. Someone had to take the pictures. Were reporters. I used to watch the news when I was in junior high school. Walter Cronkite used to bring us the news every day, and we would see all the casualties that we suffered during the war. Every day there was another number came out. Every day there was a number, so there were very few days went by that there weren't casualties. A lot of protesting going on during the Vietnam War. This is Kent State University, where there was a lot of protesting. There were 4 students killed by the National Guard. There's a song, 4 Dead in Ohio. That's at Kent State University. You guys will be young for that one, but I remember well. This picture here is a celebration when the POWs came home from Vietnam, when they were actually released in 1970, I believe. This is the operation that I said I was involved in, where we extracted over 8,000 people from the embassy in Saigon. There were helicopters that ferried people out to ships. I was on one of about 200 ships that were waiting for the evacuees to be ferried out on the helicopters. This is the dedication of the Vietnam Memorial, the full-scale version of what you see here. And it's not much bigger than the wall you see out here is 3/4 size. So it's 3/4 the size of the actual one in Washington, D.C. I visited that memorial in 1986. Down here, the next screen is Hometown Heroes from Madison County. They set it up with people from the county and the adjacent counties. It could be in Tennessee, it could be Limestone County or Marshall County and so forth around touching Madison County with the date of their casualties, branch of service, and where they're located on the wall. If you wanted to do a rubbing of a person's name there. There's 58,318 names on the wall, and the youngest is 15. So, how old are you kids?
I was 47 when I joined.
15-year-old lost his life. Let's move on down to the next one here. This is where the Wall of Heals has been this year. It came here from Paducah, Kentucky, and it will leave here on Sunday evening and head to Coons, Texas as its next stop. And again, you can look online and find out where it's going next and follow them around the country. There's a wealth of information online of the Vietnam War. Yeah. It packs up into this truck. All of these doors close up, all of the panels are taken down, it's stored inside, everything closes up, and a tractor hooks up and they pull it around the country. That's how it's transported. Everything's condensed into this trailer. Right. Okay, let's move down to the last one that shows a lot of memorabilia from the Vietnam War, the uniform, POW bracelets. You know what the POW bracelets are? You ever hear of them? People would wear these POW bracelets for a person whose name appeared on it until they were released from captivity. Thanksgiving dinner in a can. That's how most of the GIs were fed during the war. They were in a can. Too bad. So, any questions I can answer for you?
Good job, Neil. Thank you. All right, go ahead. First group, follow Matt.
Red armband.
Matt, red armband. Got red armband around here.
Hey, they said red armband.
Our wall was dedicated. We obviously have 58,318 names that are on the wall that represent those that gave everything. But at the same time, we had several million people who actually served in Vietnam, and most of them came back. And those that came back, though, a lot of them had. It took us a long time to realize that. When we did, we recognized it, and we started doing something about it. And we lost a lot of those to those things. So, memory programs, we actually allow people to nominate their loved one to the memory service and their name, and then do it online. Let's slide into this next room real quick. What we had always done in the past. So, as a compromise and to gain support, we added what we call the 3 service member memorial. And it is 3 servicemen coming out of the woods at the end of our wall in DC, and they overlook back and they are looking back at the wall and looking for their missing comrades that are no longer with us. So also, one of the other items that they said was missing from our design was a flag. So we went to the end and we put a flagpole in, and at the base of the flag is each of the emblems from the branches of service: Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, and the Coast Guard. All right, what grade do we got? 8th grader. Good. All right, everybody bunch up and keep you warm. There we go. Yeah, good job. All right. So, have you guys seen the other side of the trailer already? No? All right, so I'm your first stop?
Yes.
All right, here we go. My name is Wayne. Thank you for coming out today. We enjoy having you here, and hope you learned something, because there's a lot here to do. Do you guys have a field trip, or not field trip, but a trip at your schools at any grade where you guys go to DC?
Yes.
What grade does it have? 7th and 8th. So have you guys already gone, or are you planning to go? Spring break? All right. So this will be a good education. You guys can have some stuff to know about when you go to the wall. You can talk a little bit about the wall. When we were building the wall, you've all seen a construction site, right? Lots of rebar and concrete being poured. Same thing had to happen when we built the wall. We got rebar, we got concrete going on, we got guys slapping. Why you were down wearing that Tennessee hat down here in Bama country, bud? What is that care package? What is the care package?
Some
people send things over to their loved ones over the war overseas?
Absolutely, absolutely. We send things over, different things, their favorite food, their favorite snacks, their favorite comic book, whatever it might be. In today's world, it might be a Game Boy or something else that they won't play because they don't have the ability to find those things when you're in a combat zone. So, in 1972, there was a care package right here. It has not been unwrapped. It has never been opened. On the 20th of October of 72, Charles Stewart's parents sent that to him. He was killed the 31st of October. The box never made it to him. It was sent back to his parents with a note that said killed in action October 31st, 72, and they never opened it when it got home. It sat in their house until 1993, and his brother brought it to the wall and left a note on it that at the wall that said, "Mom and Dad wanted you to have these cookies and Kool-Aid and thought it was time you got them." So he left it there for them, and you can actually see his picture here. Yes, sir?
Real quick, the next group is putting under the cover area.
Okay.
When you're done here and you move there, they're supposed to come here and wait on you. But that's just to get them out of the window.
That'll be fine. I'll kick them out and send them around when we move that into there. Perfect.
Thank you.
All right. So we have a baseball glove. It was left there with baseball in it. Nobody knows because nobody wrote a note on it as to who it was for. It was just somebody had a connection between baseball and somebody on our wall. Let's slide your way. What's your name, sir? Jarrett. All right. We'll hit real quick. One of the other things left at the wall was left by a four-star general. When General Peter Pace, he was our chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, when he sewed on his 4th star in the military, he went to the wall and he attached 4 stars to a card, and he left one of those cards in front of 4 places. He had lost 4 troops when he was a lieutenant platoon commander in Vietnam. And so he put one in front of each one of those and left them a note that said, basically, his career was built on the backs of their sacrifice. And so this particular one was to his troop named Bernaro that served under him. Let's slide on over a little bit. Good. What's that red cross white flag thing? What's that for? Oh man, you got it. Is that your name? What was that? Give me that name. Jerry. What is that? Huh? Medical flag. That is absolutely correct. Their name was Jerry. I didn't want them answering when I asked you specifically for a question. All right. So you guys swing on around a little bit. Swing it around so everybody can see. You guys over there can't see this camera. Jeff, why don't you slide right in here that quick. Good job, sir. All right. So this actually is our representation to in memory of all of those medical personnel who actually fought or didn't fight but served in Vietnam. And there's a picture underneath it of Sharon Lane. She is the only nurse of the 8 nurses that are on the wall who actually died from enemy fire and mortar round landed on the hospital that she was working in. So that represents them. You guys did the other side of the trailer already, correct? No? On your first trip? Okay. So you'll hear a little bit, you'll see some pictures over there about what I'm about to tell you. This little item here is a cassette recorder. It was used by the embedded newspaper and TV reporters that were in Vietnam with our troops. It was the first war where the military allowed reporters to actually be with the troops in the field. They lived with them. They went out on patrol with them. They recorded everything that went on. There were interviews, and then they packed that up. They sent it back to their newspaper or their television station, and that information was given to the American public without any censoring by the military for the first time. And so during the 1960s, on the television at night, when Walter Cronkite came on, you saw pictures of body bags being dragged across the field. You saw people dying. You saw the ugly side of a war. And it changed the way that Americans looked at that war and as of wars in general. And so that is a very significant little change that happened because we were allowing those reporters to be there. And you'll see some of the pictures that they sent back that are on the other side of our wall. Let's slide down just a little bit more. I'll get down here where I'm not in the way. So, as the years rolled on, our wall initially was looking, it was about the 58,318 names that are on that wall. But people remembered that there were over 2 million soldiers who fought in Vietnam. What about all those who came back and later died because of PTSD issues or suicides or anyone know what Agent Orange is? Who knows what Agent Orange is? Exactly. Good. Good. I like that answer. They didn't say defoliant that we sprayed on the jungles to knock all the leaves and everything off. So we could actually see what we were fighting. We could not see very far in those jungles. We did not like that. The problem was our guys were going through that defoliant and we found out that that stuff causes a lot of nasty things to the body. So, when we finally figured all that out, we developed in our program, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, what we call our memory program, where we now recognize those individuals, family members, can actually submit their family member who may have died from one of those diseases or anything, and we will recognize them in our online wall that we have. So these guys were about to come in. So I'm going to say, let's see. Is there an opening behind you that we can walk through? Let's walk around that side real quick.
Let's move in here. Come on, all the way in so that everybody can come in here. This is bus 4. Remember the bus number? Okay, we were at Blue, right over here. Not here.
Gentleman who is a veteran walked up with a Purple Heart in his hand, and he said, "Here, I want you to put this Purple Heart into the wall in that concrete. I want it to always be there with my guys." So there is a Purple Heart. That was the very first thing that was out there, brought to our wall and left at the wall. So it is buried in that concrete behind the panels, and it will always be a part of that wall.
But civilians and anyone who was on their list to leave South Vietnam, they had to leave on boats and whatever vehicle would get them out to meet the ships that were off the coast. I could see Vietnam. It was as close as the mountains over there, but I never was actually in Vietnam. This is the opening of the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C., the full version of what we have here. Very emotional time there in 1982. This screen here shows local hometown heroes, people in Madison County and adjacent counties around Tennessee and Jackson County, Limestone County, etc. With their names. These are actual names that are on the wall. They're casualties of the war. You can see their rank, their service, the panels that they were located in, and the date that they became a casualty in the war. There's 58,318 names on the wall. And the youngest, how old are you guys? There's a 15-year-old names on the wall. So they were ranged from 15 on up. I don't know how a 15-year-old gets in the service and gets into Vietnam and gets killed. That's what happened. These are a screen that's normally, if we don't have a presentation going on, this is usually the volume is turned up and you can hear testaments of the war itself, testaments about the wall itself, and it shows, there's also a map that will come up and show all the cities where the wall actually goes to. And it travels constantly. They came here from Paducah, Kentucky, and leaves here Sunday evening to go to Kuntz, Texas. That's its next stop. There's a couple of stops after that before we get into the holidays and have a new schedule for next year. So it's traveled constantly to make this presentation and keep our story going. Down here we see all the memorabilia, all the souvenirs from the Vietnam War. We have the uniforms and prisoner of war bracelet. The Gold Star family is a family who lost a loved one during the war for serving their country. This is donated. These are actual names, 75 names that also appear on the wall. A 92-year-old mom donated this motorbike to the BVMF, so it travels with the wall wherever it goes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Wall That Heals Huntsville team.